In the last couple of days, the new rules for the Foetid Bloat drone and also for Typhus have both been leaked on Reddit. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over both the new rules, what the changes are, and what this means for the new Death Guard Codex. Now, I'm probably going to start with the Foetid Bloat drone, since that is certainly a lot more interesting. So basically, we have this picture from the instruction sheet, which shows all the stats. It doesn't, however, show the abilities, but it's certainly quite useful. So, firstly, for the Foetid Bloat drone, notably, is it has lost a wound. Now, this won't really make too much difference if I'm going to be honest. I mean, it will be uh, possibly slightly more annoying, a bit easier to kill, but the other positives make up for the loss of that wound. Now, most notably, it hits on 3 shooting and in melee. Now, considering this was the same with the Foetid Blight Hauler, also hit on 3s and shooting and melee, I think this is probably going to be all the demon engines, definitely for Death Guards, possibly also for other Chaos factions such as Thousand Suns and Chaos Space Marines, but they are all going to be hitting on 3s. So, of course, this is also going to be very useful for the Plague Burst Crawler. Of course, a big change for the Foetid Blight Hauler, but I've already discussed the leak of those rules. But for the Foetid Bloat drone, this doesn't mean too much. It means that the Flesh Mower is definitely a better option in melee, especially as it also does have an extra attack. So even though it has lost the strength, it's now getting 10 attacks. I mean, I'm not sure if the ability is still plus 6 attacks, but I'm going to assume it is. It's now going to have 10 attacks, all of which are going to be hitting on 3, so it's going to do a lot more damage. In addition, the Heavy Blight Launcher. So first of all, as opposed to doing D3 damage, it does flat 2 damage, which is of course a lot better, particularly if you want to kill Marines, because it means that for every shot that goes through the hit roll, win roll, and save roll, it is going to do damage. It is going to kill a Marine, which is of course super useful, and of course other Chaos Marines, and now also 2 wounds, so that makes it even more useful. So that's only going to be a very potent weapon, particularly if you're re-rolling wound rolls with Arch Contaminator. So I would certainly watch out for heavy blight launchers, which have been a fairly rubbish weapon, being used a bit more within this new codex. Another thing to note is the Plague Probe only does 1 damage in melee, which they've certainly going to be a bit worse if you're taking Plague Spitters, and going to make the option for Flesh Mowers a bit more potent, because you're not really going to be able to do much damage with the Plague Probe anymore. It might do the odd damage, but certainly not enough to kill a significant amount of models. In addition, the Plague Spitters have, of course, been extended the range to 12 inches. Now, we did know this was going to happen to all the Flamers, but it's good for it to be confirmed that it is also happening to Plague Spitters. One thing is, it is flat 6 strength. Now, this is probably going to be good for the Foetid Bloat drone, because if it goes down in brackets, it of course loses strength. Although this is slight, and it only starts on 6 strength. And I'm not sure whether there's still going to be brackets or not, because I don't quite know how these data sheets work, but it says like 10-inch movement, 6 strength on the last data sheets. It would usually have an asterisk, and then of course the new strengths, etc., it in a separate box. Although I don't know about the structure, so I'm not sure whether there still are brackets, because of course Foetid Blight Hauler only has 8 wounds. This is 9 wounds. There's not, and the Foetid Blight Hauler doesn't have brackets of different wound brackets, so it's not actually that much different. So I'm not 100% sure. Now, because of course the Plague Burst Crawler starts at strength 7, the Plague Spitter being strength 6 instead of strength user is going to be a slight nerf on the Plague Burst Crawler, but then because it's got 12 inches, that sort of weighs it out, so it's not really that bad at the end of the day. Now, of course, the Flesh Mower is 1 less strength, but if there aren't going to be brackets, then that won't really make much of a difference, because usually when you're in melee with a bloat drone, you're in the 2nd or 3rd bracket anyway. Also, one thing about these is I've got some more information on these data sheets. They are prone to having lots of typos, so things like the wounds and the damage aren't 100% confirmed. They're highly likely, but you can't be 100% confirmed. However, them hitting on 3s is a definite, considering it was in the Foetid Bloat and the Foetid Bloat drone datasheets, and in the shooting and melee attack. So that is pretty much a definite. Now I'm going to quickly go over Typhus. So Typhus has got new rules. It's not too different from the old rules. The only things to note is that it moves 5 inches instead of 4. This is, we would assume, the same for Destral, since they've also got the I don't know how to pronounce it, armor, which is the same as what it was in 7th edition. Now, notably in 7th edition, Typhus and the Terminators are the 5-up invuln when they had the 5-inch movement, so Typhus might be going down to a 5-up invuln, although again, it's not confirmed and not too likely. Another interesting thing is Typhus's shooting weapons are gone, and although it could be a mistake on the datasheet, considering they are a significant part of Typhus's lore, things like the Destroyer Hive, I think for Typhus in general, it's not really going to be that much of an issue, particularly as he does have 2 extra attacks, I believe. I think he previously only had 4, now he's got 6, and the +1 when he charges, it means that when it doesn't really matter that he's not shooting, because when he's going to be in melee, he is going to do a large amount of damage, and of course he's also going to get into melee earlier, because of the 5-inch movement as opposed to 4-inch. So if anything, this is a little bit of a buff to him. We do, of course, because it doesn't have the abilities, we don't know whether his psychic powers are the same. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Typhus. There's not really that much to note. Still strength 4, tough 5, and the melee weapon is still the same as the usual. Glad to know that it's still got that flat 3 damage, which has made it really powerful. So that's about it for today's video. I do have a Discord server in the top link of the description, which you can join if you like to. You can put in there any sort of questions, video ideas, just chat about Warhammer, whatever. Send a picture of your minis. Great place to go. Make sure to join it. Top link of the description down below. But anyway, that's about it for today's video. Hope you did enjoy. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications, because I'll definitely be keeping you updated on all the new Death Guard news. So that's about it. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.